Hello, my dear friends. It's been a while. So welcome to or welcome back to my channel. This is Mars's Starlit Library. Today I'm here for July. July TBR. How the fuck it's July? I have no fucking idea. I've just been in the library every single day until like 10 p.m., but now I'm finally free. I submitted my thesis and I'm set to graduate in a week. So soon I'll be having a master's degree. So for July, I am going to be participating in the Tarot Readathon. I participated in this last year and I know I filmed a TBR for it as well, but I don't think I ever uploaded it. So hopefully this gets through production. I'm going to be a bit ambitious because I think since I don't have to be doing any schoolwork that I will have a lot more time to read, though I will be searching for jobs, unfortunately. But anyways, so the Tarot Readathon, I will link the announcement videos and everything. It is hosted by Deja and Noelle, and you basically just pick a team based on the suits of tarot cards, and I'm on Team Wands, which I was on last year as well. And you have a ability which can kind of veto some prompts that you don't want to get. You have also two different non-bookish prompts for you to do throughout the month as well. So basically the ability that we have is that we can choose to fulfill any prompt with a book that features a character pursuing a goal, facing a challenge, or taking bold action, whether that's a quest, career change, rebellion, or revenge. So if I pull a card and I choose a book, but I don't actually want to read that book, or maybe I want to mood read, instead I can choose a different book with someone that is going on a quest or something like that, because the Wands is the suit that represents fire and energy, passion, success, ambition, and warmth. Other than that, I'm also fulfilling my Year in Eldia prompt, which this month I can choose between either a book that was written before I was born, that was published before I was born, or the most colorful cover that I have. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with the colorful cover because I'm not really feeling older books right now. Possibly, we'll see. Basically, all of the cards that you pull already have a prompt assigned to them, and then you just read from those prompts, and that's it. And I ended up pulling 8 cards, so let's get into it. So the first card I ended up pulling was Knight of Cups, and the prompt for this is read a book with a character going through emotional turmoil. And I'm also kind of really trying to mood read and see what has really been sparking my interest lately, because I didn't read practically anything last month. I read 3 books and 2 of them were children's books. So I would really like to get some mojo back. So what I've really been eyeing, also what I feel might have a really summer vibe, is Curse of the Spectre Queen by Jenny Elder Moak. And within the synopsis, it says that her father didn't return home from the Great War. So I would imagine that gives a lot of emotional turmoil. But basically this is described as Indiana Jones gets a refresh with this female-driven mystery adventure set in the 1920s, full of ciphers, ancient relics, and heart-stopping action. That sounds really good to me. This is about like trying to perform a ritual to stop the curse of the Spectre Queen and bring about the end of the world. So that sounds like it might be a bit of emotional turmoil. Also, given the fact that her father is missing. So I'm gonna go with this for now because I've really been feeling it. Seems like a fun adventure. And I'm pretty sure it's YA as well. So that's the first one. The second prompt I pulled was the Hierophant, and the prompt for this is to read a poetry collection or a novel written in verse. And I was not really prepared for this, but when I looked up novels written in verse, one of the first things that came up was Long Way Down by, I think his name is Jason Reynolds. I might be wrong, but I've heard about this from another booktuber, and it was a book that she kept on rereading every year. I have no idea who it is at this point because I watch so much booktube, so I do not remember. I apologize. But she was raving about this book and about how emotional it is as well. And so I believe this is about a young boy whose brother gets shot and killed, and the whole story is written in verse throughout the time when he's going down in an elevator. And then, like, magical realism things happen. And I'm not really sure, but it seems like a really fast paced read and also something that would be very emotional. Also, I love poetry, so I think I'll really enjoy this. The third card I pulled was the Star, and the prompt for this is to read a graphic novel. Construction, of course. Please hold. The prompt for this is to read a graphic novel or a manga, and I still haven't made like any progress in the mangas that I've been in the middle of. So I think that's pretty much just Akame ga Kill Zero and Jujutsu Kaisen, I believe. And I also got this like sometime last year and then like never cracked it open. I mean, I've opened it, but I just haven't read it. So there's this as an option. It's an omnibus, so I believe there's like 3 different volumes in this one. So there's that. And then another graphic novel series I'm reading is Saga by Brian K. Vaughan. And so those are my options for that. Let's let's so let's hope I actually make some progress within them. The next prompt I got was Ace of Wands, and this is to read a new to you author or from a genre that is kind of unexplored for you. And I definitely have options for this because I was thinking that I have a lot of physical books I want to read, but I also want audiobooks. And I have on hold Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I've never read anything by her before, but I'm really interested. I listened to the sample of that, like the first 5 minutes, and I don't know what's going on, but it's intriguing. So there's that as an option. There's also Into the Crooked Place by Alexandra Christo. I've never seen this series been talked about on BookTube because she has other more popular series. There's To Kill a Kingdom and another newer one with like a stunning cover, but like I've never seen anyone ever talk about this, but I'm so intrigued. There is a character who delivers a vial of dark magic that she didn't know she had, and then these 4 different characters somehow spark the greatest conflict in decades, and they have to come together to save their home and their world before it's too late. So that sounds like quite the quest to me, and I've had this for years now, and I really want to get to it. Like, I think this might be one of the first ones that I pick up. But another option within this, with for this prompt, which is a unexplored genre, is The Mermaid of Black Conch by Monique Raffi. And this is about a mermaid who's attracted to a fisherman, but then she gets caught by tourists, and then the fisherman tries to rescue her. But she is transforming into a woman. So it sounds really nice, really like emotional, but also cute and definitely different. I think it's a bit more like magical realism, which I haven't been the biggest fan of, I'm gonna be honest. With the things that I've read in the past, I just haven't been a fan of. But this does sound really nice. The next card I ended up pulling was the Emperor, and this prompt is a 1-word title. And for this, I am finally reading Malice by John Gwynne. And I actually started this already last month, but I'm only like 130 pages in, so I'm counting it for my July read. And I'm super excited. Obviously, I got the entire quartet. I was gonna say quadrilogy. Shut the fuck up. Uh, I read the first of his other series, Shadow of the Gods, and I like it, though that I've only read the first, and I know it was really just like set up, so I'm really excited to read the second one to get into the meat of the story and how the characters converge, but that's a different story. But I think my point is that I feel like I would like this a bit more. As much as I did like Shadow of the Gods, I feel like this would be like more of what it is that I'm looking for, because this has definitely more of a kind of Game of Thrones vibe. I've heard a lot of people kind of compare it to that, and also apparently some like Wheel of Time vibe where there's bad and good and end of the world, which chef's kiss to me, honestly. So the first 5 cards I pulled at one time, but then I didn't even look at the prompts when I pulled them, and so I didn't realize that there would be such like short books that I would put on there, like the graphic novel or manga, and then the novel written in verse. And so because those were really short and I wanted to challenge myself, I ended up picking 3 more cards. The next card I pulled was the Six of Cups, and the prompt for this is to read a book that brings you back to a nostalgic time in your life. And I believe that the perfect choice for this would be The Starless Sea. I've been wanting to read this for literally years. It's been a 5-star prediction for years, because I just feel like it'll give me that like vibe that I had when I was a child first discovering fantasy. I don't know. There's just something about it that like I believe it'll give me that feeling, but I've been intimidated by it. Also because I have this like excuse that I want to find like the perfect time for it, and I feel like spring, summer, but also the end of summer and autumn would be the time for this. But you know what? I'm just gonna try. I'm just gonna try it, and I'm really excited. But I do really want to read this, and I'm going to read, because this is also in my 25 and 25 list, because I've been wanting to read it for years. But another book that would fit this prompt is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, with these absolutely gorgeous covers. Like, thank God these got a remake, because the originals are atrocious. But that's because they were like early 2011. So I feel like this would be nostalgic because my sister read this in high school, and she was raving about it. Absolutely loved it. And I just didn't read it because the covers were atrocious. Like, I didn't think it would be that good. Sorry, excuse me for judging a book by its cover, but what can I say? Have you seen them? I'm sorry. So anyways, I feel like this would definitely have that sort of nostalgia as well, because now like I would get it. I would get why my sister was raving about it and the connections and stuff. Also because I know there is symbolism of a wishbone, and I believe a wishbone necklace. And because my sister loved this book in high school, I remember like actually making a wishbone necklace for her as a gift because of this book. So I believe that that would definitely be nostalgic. And now I have this one, and I also have the second one, which they're so stunning. Oh my God. I just don't have the third one yet, but this is the cover for that. So yeah, that would also be a pick, and I believe that it would be kind of fun to binge series, even though I like never binge series in my life. There's at least that option. The next card that I pulled was the Ten of Swords, and the prompt for this is a book featuring murder. And I don't know about you, but I love a mystery murder with my fantasy. I love that. Gideon the Ninth, my bread and butter. That was one of my favorite books, and I love a good murder in my fantasy books. Don't take that out of context, please. The first book that came to mind when this prompt came up was The Helm of Midnight by Marina Loststetter. And this is another one on my 25 and 25 because I'm gonna be honest, guys, I have done absolute shit on my goals. Mostly, because of school and my thesis and etc. We get that already. But I've only read 5 of my 25 and 25 books, which I know like most of them are like epic starts to series that I've been wanting to read for years, and this is one of them. So this is about a death mask of a serial killer that goes missing, and when you put on the masks, you can like imbue that person's like personality into yourself. And so the mask goes missing, and then a bunch of murders start serially popping up. And so then this is like a fantasy mystery, and I'm super excited about this. This is definitely a 5-star prediction, and it's just, I just, I'm so excited for this. I'm sure I have like other books that feature murders because like, that's just a day in the life of a fantasy character. So, but this was the first one that came to mind and one that I'm like the most excited for in terms of murder mysteries. So that's the one that I'm going to choose for this prompt. And finally, the last card I pulled was Ace of Swords, and this prompt is a debut novel. So I actually had a harder time with this than I thought. But as it turns out, The Emperor's Blades by Brian Staveley is actually his debut from 2014. This is another one of my 25 and 25 5-star predictions that I've been like aching to get to. And I said I would get to it last month, never had time for that. Whatever, we get it. And so this is definitely one I want to get to as soon as I can. It sounds super fucking cool because it's about these three siblings who their father dies, and they're all in different parts of the world, and I don't know if they like come together or they're just like off doing their own thing and trying to figure out like maybe the inheritance or something. But there's also the fact that they don't think that their father died just like naturally. They believe that it was possibly like a murder. So there's that they're trying to figure out. And it just sounds so cool. Also because there's like these giant hawks that they ride as like instead of dragons, there's giant hawks, which sounds pretty fucking cool to me. So those are my final choices. There's a lot. Let me get them. Okay, this is more than I thought that it would be. Am I delusional? 1000%. Can I hold this up? We'll see. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's heavy. Okay, please don't fall. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. Oh, I'm only now seeing how delusional I am. Thumbnail. So let's go over it. Okay, we have character going through emotional turmoil. Curse of the Spectre Queen. We have then poetry or a novel written verse, which is the long way down. We have a graphic novel or manga series. Oh my god. The Immortal Blade. We have new author or unexplored genre, and there are options. It could be Into the Crooked Place, or The Mermaid of Black Conch, or Vicious. We have one word title, which is Malice. A book that will make you nostalgic. We have Daughter of Smoke and Bone, or The Starless Sea. And then we have a book featuring murder, The Helm of Midnight. And finally, a debut, The Emperor's Blades. Oh my god. We'll see. Do not hold me to any of this. Those are my plans for the Tarot Readathon, and then for my Year in Eldia challenge of reading a book with the most colorful cover. My options for this, I would say Daughter of Smoke and Bone, or honestly, The Mermaid of Black Conch. There's like a lot of different colors in these. The only other option I have is this brick. So I really did want to read this during the summer. So maybe in August. I also completely kind of forgot that I was in the middle of this. In the middle. I'm 200 pages in. I just put it on pause like maybe 2 months ago and haven't really gotten back to it, which this is also pretty colorful, but I will not be finishing this in July. That's for sure. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's delusional, but like we'll see. We'll see what I can do. I'm like really hoping that I'll get back in the mood and that I'll just like really fly through these books and have a great time, because a lot of these are 5-star predictions and a lot of these are on my 25 and 25 goal, and just things that have been on my shelves for years that I just haven't gotten to. And so we'll see how I do. Feel free to like this video and subscribe if you would like to come back and see more of my content and see if I actually achieve this TBR. If you are joining the Tarot Readathon, please let me know what team you are joining. If not, just let me know what book you are looking forward to reading this month. If you've read any of these, which one you're most excited for me to read. Or if you don't have anything else to say, you can put a star emoji for the Starless Sea, because this is a long time coming. This is one that I need to read the most, honestly. And I will get back to you soon, hopefully with my wrap up from the past couple months. I hope you have the most amazing day and that you are reading what you want. You're reading those 5-star predictions, and see you in my next one. Bye.